my name is Tina, and welcome to the G Sport Hub, because yeah, I still make these videos as well. These past few weeks have been kind of busy for me, but I'm happy to announce that right now all of the V3 Pacific and LJL interviews have been translated and you can find all of them on my channel. And that means I finally have time to make these kind of talking videos as well. So let's talk about the LJL playoffs. It's crazy to think about that there is only 3 matches left from LJL, and just next week we're gonna find out who is our MSI representative. I have a lot of stuff planned for MSI and I'm gonna talk about all of those things later, but in this video right now, LJL playoffs. Leading up to all of these, before everything, there was the last week of regular season, and unfortunately we had to say goodbye to 2 of our teams. V3 could not find a match win in the end, but they took 2 maps. They took 2 games off. One of them was against our top 4 Fennel, so I'm gonna have the bold prediction and say that I think in summer they are not gonna go winless. They gotta find at least 1 match win, alright? And also we had to say goodbye to CGA, who were fighting for the last spot with Axis, but in the last week they got to decide on their own fate heads on, and Axis had quite a good resurgence from their split start and clinched the last spot. Round 1 of playoffs is already behind us, and just a little catch up in case you missed it. LJL playoffs now is only single elimination to make up room for the longer regular season, and because every single time the eventual winner came from the upper bracket, and even from the low bracket it was only 2 times when a team went into finals where both of the times they lost. But anyways, our top 2 teams, Sengoku and DFM, got a bye to semis, while the other teams got to fight last week. Alright, the playoffs started with Hawks versus Axis. It was quite a one-sided match, and even if you just look at the standings, Axis only had 4 wins, and those 4 wins came from the bottom 2 teams who didn't make playoffs. And our top 3 teams are kind of the same ballpark, they were only beating each other, so this match wasn't that big of a challenge. So in that regard, that match wasn't really exciting, but we know from interviews, which you can see translated on my channel, that coach Ares said that they didn't even really have to show anything yet, so they only chose one strategy and went with those 3 games. And even in this match we could see that they are willing to get into the weirder picks area with their signature Belvet support. I mean, Vista likes these weirder picks, he's kinda our baby carrier in the LJL. But he succeeded in the ADC support meta, and equally amazing on Rakan, Tom, Trash, and even the Poppy. So even if they were interesting picks, this is kind of the Hawks, you know. They said they didn't want to show anything, and let's see what they can do against DFM this Sunday. Then our other round 1 match was Fennel versus Burning Core. It was a much closer game. We went into silver scrapes, and in the end Fennel completed a reverse sweep. Both Fennel and Burning Core were in this middle part when they were kind of logged in for playoffs. They were not in danger, but also there is a massive gap between our top 3 and them. In the first round robin, Burning Core was still playing with their first jungler Cad, and that time Fennel 2-0'd them, and in the second half they changed junglers to Al, and that time they 2-0'd Fennel. And this information, together with knowing Fennel didn't really have the best scrims recently, as well as they had communication problems as some other teams as well, we knew this match is gonna be kinda close, but oh boy, did it deliver! After Burning Core winning 2 games, Fennel was record low. We also noticed from the interview with Michael after, their coach, he told them that you guys need to be playing more aggressive because these drafts are winning drafts, and even if you just play passively, you're gonna get ganked and die anyways, so you should just fight. And after that, their momentum just changed entirely. Game 5 was especially really fun to watch because their top laner Tana was carrying hard on the Jace. Except there was this one moment when they threw their lead, the Ace still got like 1000 something shutdown gold, but in the end they were able to recover, and the Tana's Jace finishing 10-1-4. After that, to literally no one's surprise, Sengoku, our first seed, chose Fennel as their opponent. We already knew they were trying to dodge SAG because like these 3 teams are the closest in the season. But because we have Sengoku versus Fennel, that means we have a best of 5 of the brothers battle once again! In case you don't know, Sengoku's AD carry Loken and Fennel's top laner Tana are brothers. They have this funny story how they were watching anime together when they were smaller, and that's why both of them basically speak Japanese. Luca mentioned in the interview that he always wanted to play in Japan one day, and Tano is so fluent he doesn't even need a translator anymore in any of the interviews. So yeah, it's a pretty fun narrative, and this is as far as my expertise go. So for this matchup, I asked Google Bard for help. Do you guys really thought I'm gonna miss on these buzzwords? AI, machine learning, Google. So did you know Sengaku and Fennel are the two teams that have won the most LJL titles in 5 and 3? Wait, no, this is not true. Not counting pre-Riot LJL, there's only 3 teams who won ever LJL. Pentagram and V3 once and once, Rampage 3 times and DFM like 9 times. Sengaku is currently on a 10-game winning streak while Fennel has won 8 of their last... No? I mean, I don't know how much Fennel won, but definitely not 8 of the 10. Sengaku is led by their star mid laner Arya, who's considered one of the best players in the LJL. What? Sengaku versus Arya is gonna be a fun matchup if it ever happens, but no, Sengaku has Jet, who is one of the best players in the LJL. I mean, that's true. Fennel is led by star AD carry Utapon, who is the all-time leading scorer in LJL history. What? First of all, Bard only knows DFM players, it seems like. Second of all, is this soccer? What do you mean scorer? This is the first time Sengaku and Fennel have met in the playoffs. Technically true because Fennel used to be Roscoe Jester. The winner of the series will advance to LJL finals, but it will face the winner of DFM versus Roscoe. Shit. No! Roscoe Jester is Fennel! They can't beat... Oh my god. Okay, never mind. Back to myself. Don't trust robots. But the reason I needed these fun effects is because the match is not looking super fun for Fennel. To shine some lights to them though, they were the first team to take a game off Sengaku, but eventually lost the series. Look, all I'm saying, if it's not a 3-game match, I'm already happy. And it's single elimination, so one of these teams won't play for another like 2 months, so don't miss this last opportunity. And the match that, yeah, I know more people care about is DFM versus SAG. This will be a fun matchup for sure. The teams so far are 1-1 in the head-to-head, but keep in mind it was literally more than a month ago when they met last time, like one of the first matches of the second round robin. DFM at that time won in a clean 2-0 series, but keep in mind SAG knew that they had communication issues and they were getting better. But still, DFM is one of our strongest teams, and if I have to predict, I would say the finals is gonna be Sengaku versus DFM, but don't write this match off. SAG was trying to build a super team for quite a few years now, and after a super bad start, this is it. This is the real test. You have to knock out DFM, you have to end the DFM dynasty to get to the finals. There is no better way to doing this. And to close out this video, because it's getting kind of long, and I know most people tune in these playoffs at the kind of end, here's the thing. 3 matches remaining. And even if Sengaku just stomps their match, I'm gonna be interested to see, like, are they hiding something? What strategies they are using? And since you have coach interviews this playoffs, we're gonna have a reboot interview at the end, which is also very hype. And if Fennel wins, oh boy, that's a massive upset. As for the other match, many people were questioning how this new DFM looks like with Abby's departure. Keep in mind, even in previous years, it wasn't like super clear cut for DFM. Sengaku were always taking games off from them. So as I said before, I don't want to use real test, but this is gonna be the real test for them. And even if the DFM dynasty continues for at least 1 more week, or even if it ends now, no matter what happens, we're guaranteed to have an interesting finals as well next week. I'll leave you with that. Don't forget to follow my socials at GSportHub. I'm on every social media. And I don't know how long Twitter is gonna be alive, but for the time being, I'm gonna post every update there. And I'm also gonna update you guys whenever I have some updates for what's coming for MSI. That was me for today. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to write a comment. Who do you think will win LJL? And subscribe. Yes, because I have many interview translations. That's all for me. I was Tina from the G Sport Hub, and have a nice day. Bye bye!